We felt compelled to speak out after the Archbishop released a statement accusing Monsignor James of financial practices that were grave and detrimental to the Archdiocese. Nothing is further from the truth.
Joe Rivera was one of several people who participated in a press conference this morning on the steps of the Cathedral Basilica in Agana. It was held to respond to, correct, and refute public allegations by Archbishop Anthony Apparon of financial mismanagement. 2 weeks ago, the Archbishop suddenly removed Monsignor James Beneventi as the rector of the Archdiocese of Agana and the director of the Catholic cemeteries. He accused him of financial mismanagement. The Archbishop, in a July 29th and July 31st press release, cited a letter from auditors Deloitte and Touche sent in January that determined the accounting practices, especially in the Catholic cemeteries, are inappropriate. The firm had been working on an audit of the Archdiocese finance for over a year. Even before the January letter from the auditors, however, Rivera, Art Ilagan, and Rick Duenas were asked by Monsignor James to help address and implement accounting recommendations by the firm. Rivera, during the press conference, provided a paper trail of correspondence outlining the corrective actions they've been implementing. For example, in February, Rivera wrote the Archbishop that a team of seasoned and trusted accountants had been assembled to address the financial issues cited by Deloitte and Touche. He also stressed to the Archbishop that there were a multitude of problems that already existed at the Catholic cemeteries prior to Monsignor Beneventi assuming control.
In fact, the Archbishop himself, in a letter dated June 26, 2014, addressed to Monsignor James a mere 6 weeks ago, acknowledged that much corrective action had been accomplished. In that letter, the Archbishop, based on the recommendations of Deloitte and Touche, instructed Monsignor James to have the financial statements ending June 30, 2014, ready to be submitted by August 15 of this year.
Just today, Monsignor James wrote a letter to the Archbishop to respond directly to his July 31st press release, listing the 5 specific reasons why he was removed. One of those reasons the Archbishop wrote was that the Catholic cemeteries had incorrectly included in its assets land which was not in its own name, thus overstating its assets and using the property to secure a loan. Monsignor Beneventi responded that before the Deloitte audit, the only persons who could have known that the land was also recorded on the Archdiocese books was you, as Archbishop, and Deacon Dominic Kim. Monsignor James added the Archbishop was absolutely wrong and that cemetery lands were never used as collateral for any loan by the Catholic cemeteries or the Archdiocese. Out of the 5 allegations made by the Archbishop, Monsignor Beneventi said that 2 had already been resolved, even before Deloitte and Touche's January letter. 2 others were corrected, and the final one that was being worked on would have been completed before the August 15th deadline set by the Archbishop. The Monsignor added that because the records were confiscated by the new administration, he and the financial team were unable to complete the work they had started. It also leaves Rivera, like the rest of the Catholic community, questioning the real motive behind Monsignor's removal.
Based on our review of the financial position of both the Cathedral Basilica and the Catholic cemeteries, it is our professional opinion that the allegation of financial mismanagement was not supported by the facts.
Others who have come to the defense of Monsignor Beneventi include Ilagan, who is present today. He is the Insurance and Banking Commissioner, and a former Rev and Tax Director, Rick Duenas, who is also present today. He is a certified public accountant and son of former Chief Judge and Sir Knight Cristobal C. Duenas. Richard Onsalon was also present today. He is the past chairman of the Archdiocesan Finance Council, and Deacon Steve Martinez, who is the former finance officer of the Archdiocese of Agana. We should note Gerald Titano was also at today's press conference. He is the president of the Cathedral Basilica Parish Council. He wrote a letter to the Archbishop expressing his concern that they were never informed of any financial problems and were not provided a copy of the Deloitte and Touche's findings. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jolene Toves.